welcome back to our NCAA football win total series. We are continuing on with Conference USA, and we are now at UTEP. And for UTEP, it's been some lean years as of late. We go back to 2004. Mike Price took over this team as they were part of the WAC, led them to two straight bowl games and into Conference USA. He would make another bowl game in 2010, but then was gone after 2012. Sean Kugler took over. 3 wins, 2 wins, and then got to a New Mexico Bowl, but then 5 wins, 4 wins, and then during the 2017 season went 0-5. They bring back Mike Price. He goes 0-7, and they finish 0-12. So they bring in Dana Dimmel. It did not start well for him. 2018, 1 win, 19, 1 win, 23 wins. Finally, 2021, 7 wins and a New Mexico Bowl berth, but then the step back in 2022 with just 5 wins. Last year, they open up with a loss at Jacksonville State. They lose by 3 points to a team that they were expected to beat as Jacksonville made the jump up. Incarnate Word, they beat them the next week, but then they lose at Northwestern, at Arizona, to UNLV, and then to Louisiana Tech. October 11th, they beat FIU. Then New Mexico State comes to town. They lose again. They go to Sam Houston and win by 3. But then they end the season with losses at Western Kentucky, or home against Western Kentucky, at Middle Tennessee State, and against Liberty to end the year. Ended up being another 3-9 year for Dana Dimmel. He is fired, and they bring in Scotty Waldron. Scotty Waldron from Austin Peay. Started out there during the COVID year, went 4-2 that year. 2021, 6-5, but he built the program 7-4 in 2022. 9-3 last year for him, and a loss in the first round of the tournament. He leaves, heads to UTEP, and UTEP's rebuilding. They don't have a ton to work with. Scotty Waldron's offense at Austin, PA, was one of the best in the nation. He is going to work with Cade McConnell. Cade McConnell was the leading passer last year for UTEP, although they did run with 4 different quarterbacks. He had 1,437 yards and 6 touchdowns. They do bring in Skylar Locklear, who was from Austin, PA, to be one of his backups. They also have Javon Jackson, 1,373 yards and 10 scores last year for Austin, PA. The leading receiver from last year, Kelly Akiari, gone. Tyron Smith, gone. So what do? They bring in Trey Goodman from Austin, PA. Jaden Smith also comes in from Eastern Kentucky. The offensive line, 5 brand new starters, all upperclassmen. Both tackles are coming in from Austin, PA. There is no depth here, though. After the 5 offensive linemen, there's really not a good backup among any of them, so they've got to stay healthy. The defense wasn't great, but was one of the best in the conference last year. The line gets back Maurice Westmoreland. They bring in Missouri State transfer Devin Core. There isn't a lot of bulk on the inside, but they do have Katie Johnson, who's pretty good on the inside of the defensive line. All the linebackers are from the portal. Tyrese Knight left. They bring in a Tulsa transfer, Dorian Hopkins. He is supposed to go with Gardner-Webb transfer Trey Dunson. The secondary, A.J. Odoms and Amir Boyd-Matthews are the veterans. They also bring in some more transfers there, including Corin Chapman from Austin, PA. This team is essentially half transfers from Scotty Waldron's last job. What worries me with that, why they may have some continuity, is that this was an FBS school. We look at their 2023 schedule. They were 9-3, but they're not playing against a ton of great programs, and now they're expected to jump up. Austin, PA lost to teams like Southern Illinois, Chattanooga, some of the good FCS programs. And they have to step up into this bigger role. We look at the schedule. They start out at Nebraska August 31st. That's going to be a loss. Then they play Southern Utah. That should be a win. Then they're at Liberty, at Colorado State before home against Sam Houston. Maybe 1 win in there, Sam Houston being that. Technically a bye on October 5th, but then they play October 10th. Their bye really gets eliminated. They play 7 days apart. They're at Western Kentucky. That's a loss. The 16th, they play FIU at home. That should be a win. They're at Louisiana Tech October 22nd. Middle Tennessee is November 2nd, then Kennesaw State. That should be a win at home. They have a bye November 16th before they're at Tennessee, where they'll nicely collect a paycheck and get destroyed. And then they're at New Mexico State to end the year. They play their last home game November 9th. It's not a pleasant schedule. And then when we look at the win totals, it's been set at 4.5 most places. I think they're going to get Southern Utah. I think they could get Kennesaw State, but if Kennesaw State's going to jump up and snag a win, this is probably it. They get Sam Houston at home. That's probably a win. And then really it's, can they beat FIU at home or Louisiana Tech on the road? I don't think they're going to get New Mexico State at home at that point in the season. With 4.5 being the win total and really only 3 kind of more sure wins, I think they're going to go under. Take the under. The under right now is under 4.5 at -120 at MGM. I think that's the best move here. There is a under 4 at -110 on DraftKings, but we're going to go ahead and take it under 4.5 at -120. If you like this content, please make sure to like the video, comment on it, share it with your friends, and we'll see you next time.